Welcome back to the Andrew Tate Show by GSMC Sports. Before the break, we were talking about the potential of moving to an 18-game season for the NFL. Moving away from sports now as we get into our other segments. Tate, have you ever left a product review? Very vague.
I have one or two times. It's not something I do on a regular basis. So very rarely. Here's one of the weird things about product reviews and Yelp reviews and all of this. Most times, people don't write a review unless it's something bad.
Yes.
If you go to a restaurant or you try a product and it works exactly the way you expected it, you're like, it was supposed to be that way. You use it, you eat it, you do whatever, and you just move on. But if it slices your hand or tastes really bad, or there's a wombat in your can,
I'm writing a review if there's a wombat in a can of whatever.
If it's something,
the can of wombat.
Yeah, if it's something negative, people cannot wait to write a negative review. And that's why a lot of times you find situations where people are there, you listen to YouTube and everyone, even this show, it's like we beg you to write a review. And hey, by the way, I would like for you to write a review for this show. Mostly nice things, say the nice, sweet things about Sarah, about your boy here, right? Write some nice things about us because it matters. Now, back to that, product reviews are important. Hit me with what's going on.
They are important, and sometimes they're helpful. They're not usually entertaining. Now, if this one is real, I don't even care if it's real because whoever wrote it clearly has a career in entertainment ahead of them. So this is written after been told. It contains. It's about male genitalia in part. So just be forewarned that there's some colorful language. After having been told that my danglies, it's clearly written by a British person, after being told that my danglies look like an elderly Rastafarian, I decided to take the plunge and buy some of this being Veet hair removal for men specifically, as previous shaving attempts had only been mildly successful, and I nearly poked my back out trying to reach the more difficult bits. Being a bit of a romantic, I thought I would do the deed on the missus's birthday as a bit of a treat. I'm going to try to get through this without laughing. I ordered it well in advance, and working in the North Sea, I considered myself a bit above of some of the characters writing the previous reviews and wrote them off as soft office types. Oh, my fellow sufferers, how wrong I was. I waited until the other half was tucked up in bed, and after having some vague hints, or giving some vague hints about a special surprise, I went down to the bathroom. You're not helping. Initially, all went well, and I applied the gel and stood waiting for something to happen. I didn't have long to wait. At first, there was a gentle warmth, which in a matter of seconds was replaced by an intense burning and a feeling I can only describe as like being given a barbed wire wedgie by two people intent on hitting the ceiling with my head. Religion hadn't featured much in my life until that night, but I suddenly became willing to convert to any religion to stop the violent burning and around the turd tunnel and what seemed like the destruction of the meat and two veg. Struggling to not bite through my bottom lip, I tried to wash the gel off in the sink and only succeeded in blocking the plug hole with a mat of hair. Through the haze of tears, I struggled out of the bathroom, across the hall, into the kitchen. By this time, walking was not really possible, and I crawled the final yard to the fridge in the hope of some form of cold relief. I yanked the freezer drawer out and found a tub of ice cream, tore the lid off, and positioned it under me. The relief was fantastic, but only temporary, as it melted fairly quickly and the fiery stabbing soon returned. Due to the shape of the ice cream tub, I hadn't managed to give the starfish any treatment, and I groped around in the drawer for something else, as I was sure my vision was going to fail fairly soon. I grabbed a bag of what I later found out was frozen sprouts and tore it open, trying to be as quiet as I could. As I did so, I took a handful of them and tried in vain to clench some between the cheeks of my rear. This was not doing the trick, as some of the gel had found its way up the chutney channel, and it felt like the space shuttle was running its engines behind me. This was probably and hopefully the only time in my life I was going to wish there was a gay snowman in the kitchen, which should give you some idea of the depths I was willing to sink in order to ease the pain. The only solution my pain-crazed mind could come up with was to gently ease one of the sprouts where no veg had gone before. Unfortunately, alerted by the strange grunts coming from the kitchen, the other half chose that moment to come and investigate, and was greeted by the sight of me, arse in the air, strawberry ice cream dripping from my bell end, pushing a sprout up my rear end while muttering, "Oh, that feels good."
Oh, shit.
Understandably, this was a shock to her, and she let out a scream that, as I hadn't heard her come in, caused an involuntary spasm of shock in myself, which resulted in the sprout being ejected at quite some speed in her direction. I can understand that having a sprout farted against your leg at 11 o'clock at night in the kitchen probably wasn't the special surprise she was expecting, and having to explain to the kids the next day what the strange hollow in the ice cream was didn't improve my status. So to sum it up, Veet removes hair, dignity, and self-respect.
Okay.
Take it away.
Okay.
I know you have thoughts.
All right, first, ladies and gentlemen, don't be dipping your Ben and Jerry's in the ice cream, okay? That's the first thing I want to say straight off the top. Don't dip your Ben and Jerry's in the ice cream. Second thing is, this dirty dude, he's gonna leave after he's done. Put that back in the ice in the refrigerator.
Why would you ever have to explain to your kids why there was a divot in the ice cream? That ice cream should have been in the bin.
Exactly. And it should not be, and the ice cream shouldn't have a shape of twigs and berries going on in there either. That is not a Ben and Jerry flavor. Okay, first off.
I don't think so. I don't know all the Ben and Jerry flavors.
What's that one as fudge, the fudge one? Well, this is that flavor. All right. Second thing is, listen. If you get caught stuffing Brussels sprouts up your rear hoot, you know what I'm saying?
What did he call it? The chutney channel.
Yeah, listen. Listen, I don't care how good your relationship is. I don't care if y'all hold hands every day, y'all kiss and cuddle. If in the middle of your night, your girl comes down the stairs and catch you stuffing Brussels sprouts up your Highway 95. Don't even, I know it's your anniversary.
It's her birthday.
Or whatever his birthday. I know y'all got kids. Just walk to the front door and leave. Just leave. Don't just send her the divorce papers in the mail. Give her everything. You don't want to fight. Just give her everything. Just send your kids a note. Just say, "Daddy was just embarrassed. Y'all were better off without me." Y'all was just better off. Y'all don't need me anymore. And just move on and move to I don't know, Swaziland, somewhere like that, so no one else ever see you again, because I'm sorry, it's over. Okay, when you sitting across the table and think about the level of gift you got to give your girl the next day for her birthday. Whatever you bought was not good enough for her to see you stuffing Brussels sprouts up your butt. I'm just gonna keep it real. And they better not been glazed. It better not be no glazed Brussels sprouts going up there. I got problems with this. Now, as some of us guys have experienced, everybody, all guys want their boys to look pretty. The twig and berry area, you want it to look nice and pretty. So, you have that inner monologue of how impressive it's going to look when it's all getting his hair and nails done. You know what I mean? So it looks nice. And most people have gone down that wrong path where they might have used the wrong product to make it smell good, look good, whatever it is. It always ends the same way. It is rough. It's like you are on fire. You've reached the third level of hell and everything is on fire. I don't know why that area, if you make a mistake, it goes from getting warm to the third level of hell and like that, but it happens. And I feel bad for my man. I have never been to the level where it's like, yo, those Brussels sprouts could be a possible solution. Okay, so thank God I haven't. But those moments when if it's happened and you get busted sticking Brussels sprouts up there, you just got to walk away. You understand? Daddy has he's shamed himself, and he does, Daddy has to go away. Give little Jimmy a hug, tap little Susie on the head, and just leave. Never come back. No, if you ever have that guy that you went to school with, and you're like, whatever happened to Billy? Billy got busted with Brussels sprouts. That's what happened. Billy just disappeared after getting busted with Brussels sprouts, and no one ever saw him again. Oh, just gonna let y'all know.
Poor Billy. You know what triggers me is that it's the wife's birthday, and often birthdays, at least in the U.S., right?
Okay.
We what do we serve? Cake and ice cream. Was that the birthday ice cream? So not only did she have this, but then the next day on her birthday, the ice cream was. Why did they keep the ice cream? I can't move past that.
That's you know what? And what happens if you just stuck the ice cream in the refrigerator, planning on throwing it away the next day, and let's say because it's the birthday, you got family coming in, and somebody gets up in the middle of the night with the grum bellies and knocks off that ice cream and don't even notice. Exactly. That's the wife's sister comes down there, visits her a double dipping of the Haagen-Dazs, let's just say. the chunky monkey, okay?
You can never tell her. You can't tell her, right?
No, oh hell no. Listen, I'm just gonna look at her and smile. Every time I'm just gonna look at her and smile. I'm not telling anybody at that point. I didn't change the whole story to a fictitious point where the sister then ate a bowl of chunky monkey that shouldn't have been eaten. So I'm just saying, no, I'm not telling anybody. Or worse yet, it's your mother-in-law.
Always bringing the point home for us, Tate.
Yeah, nope.
We appreciate it.
Sometimes
I don't know if we appreciate that.
You got to keep these things close to the vest. Also, you have to be prepared for situations like this going down.
You do?
Oh, yeah. You got to be prepared at all times. If you're sticking your Ben and Jerry's in the ice cream and putting it back in the refrigerator, eventually something's going to go wrong. Just letting y'all know.
Ben and Jerry probably aren't thrilled with you using them. Okay. I think it's time to go to break, don't you?
Yeah.
When we come back, segment 5, Florida Man stories. So stick around. You're watching the Andrew Tate Show by GSMC Sports, and we will be right back.